Good morning, everyone. Testing, testing sound, making sure you guys can hear me okay. Thank you and welcome to the live stream. If you would be so kind as to like, subscribe, share, and comment in the comment section and let us know who you are and where you're coming from, what's your trading background, or anything you would like to share with us today. Good morning, XMT. Good morning, Loot. Good morning, Robin. Thank you guys for joining us today. So we had our 8:30 news driver, and we're just basically waiting on price to finish doing whatever it wants to do. We do have some buy side liquidity resting above us. Price dipped into this 4 hour fair value gap on the 1 hour. Sorry, not 4 hour, 1 hour. And that was the manipulation down, and now we have shot up. So now we want to see if price wants is done with this upside or do it wants to pull back for a breather. So we're just basically watching. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see. Oh, goodness. I'm sorry. One moment. All right, we should be all good now. I went back to my original colors. I don't like the ICT colors. I'm sorry. It just is not working for my eyes, but hope you can follow along with this. Thanks for letting me know you couldn't see the screen. On the 1 minute, we're just kind of uh, ranging around. I wouldn't be surprised if we continue higher to take out some more of the buy side liquidity. We have already taken the mean threshold and the previous day's high from yesterday. So price displaced a pretty nice amount um, to the upside. Kind of like yesterday. I think we had a total of, let's see, 368 handles. which is amazing. So kudos to anyone who was on the right side of that move and caught it. We have our new day opening gap below us, way down in the range. So not sure if we'll make it there. And like I said, the mean threshold of yesterday's candle has already been taken. So I'll go ahead and remove that off the screen and adjust our midnight open. So our dealing range low is here and our dealing range high is here. We could even possibly use the Newsweek. So now that a lot of liquidity was taken prior to 9:30, um, we have to kind of wait and see what 9:30 wants to do. Does it want to continue to manipulate a little bit more to the upside? Are we going to retrace back into some type of equilibrium and then reject back up, or are we going to totally flip and come back down? So that's what we're waiting to see. And we also have crude oil, which is a medium impact news driver at 10:30. As we can see here on a 5 minute, we're just consolidating. So let's take a look at how our daily candle is forming so far. We had an open low high and we have blasted through the daily fair value gap again. We came through it before, now we're going through it again. Um, and we put a body close over it. So that could show us some bullish momentum. Overall, we are bearish. These bearish order blocks are holding, and we're now back inside of this one. So if we look at the mean threshold, that'll be right where that daily fair value gap is above. I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see. So we could push all the way up into that area to the upside if we're going to continue going higher. We do have a daily bearish volume imbalance, which we took already. No, I am, well, yeah, my roots are from New Orleans, but I live in the Midwest. Let's see. And I'm sorry, I'll get back to you guys' comments in one moment. Um, so here, uh, we're just trying to see what price wants to do. We have a couple of volume imbalances down here. We want to see how price forms on the 5 minute. We start to really dig into this 5 minute imbalance or this imbalance in general. So far on the 1 minute, we have confirmed a change in the state of delivery. All our up close candles that sent price into the higher level have been closed below. We have some fair value gaps here, but we also have a volume imbalance and some more fair value gaps. At 9:30, we could get some manipulation back above this high into this level or higher and break back down at that time. So we'll just have to play it by ear and see. I am interested in this 1 hour, 1 minute bearish breaker here. Low, high, low, higher, high, lower, low. Let's see what we get. Stop would need to be above this level here. But again, at 9:30, um, we'll know a little bit more. Okay, let's see. Um, okay, Luke, great. Congratulations. Yeah, my AM was horrible, but the PM, well, it wasn't that bad, honestly. It's just I have to manage some things a little better, but AM wasn't the greatest, but the PM was pretty good. I just decided to stop, but I really loved how we had like 3 unicorns back to back that delivered so good. And price action did all of that, you know, during the morning and then ended up working for us in the PM. So we did get a shallow close below that low. Nothing convincing just yet. We like to see speed and intention when it comes to that. We could very well get here and turtle soup back up, or we'll go ahead and flip. But yes, I do have some southern roots loot. Okay. XMT says the equilibrium of the 60-day look back is above Friday's high. Yeah. People say I sound country. Yes, I do. People from New York love my accent. And I love theirs. It's cool. Like the way they talk. It's so pretty. It's different, so so I am let me show you this. I'm getting much convincing here. Was able to get a few things, a little bit of the Newsweek, but those things are dangerous. Excuse me, one moment. Excuse me. Those Newsweeks are dangerous, and you have to be really skilled at managing those real time. So I know there's groups of people who buy combines and trade them. So we got to close below this low here. And I want to hope you guys can see that. So we do have a, I'm trying, is my chart the same? Wait a minute. This is the 1 minute. Okay. Hold on. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay. So we got to close below this low here. And we got a slight close below that low. So that's a 1 minute unicorn. You tap back into it to go lower. I would target this. And then after that, I'm targeting this here, the equilibrium of the range. But again, we're going to be near 9:30. So price could just, manipulate back up. Um, but if you want to take a little quick scalp, uh, it's easy to do. I would definitely cover my entry so that you would be break even in profit with just covering your fees. Yeah, 9:30 is usually pretty iffy. When you have 8:30 news that takes a lot of buy side liquidity, your setups become more of a B plus B setting. I'm only trading the second eval because it was in drawdown. So I'm trying to like dig that out a little bit. So I'm being a lot more cautious with that particular account. Um, A plus setups, I'll definitely try to trade both accounts at the same time. Then I have my trade copier on for other accounts. So I use that as my discretion. So I took I'm on my other screen is the entry, but once I'm done with that, I'll switch over to this. This was still from the 8:30 news. My I'm signed in on another page, so you can't see the actual execution, but um, it's here off of this candle here, and the stop loss is by entry because price is still um, working its way out. Let's look at how the 5 minute candle is closing. So the 5 minute candle that took us up, we did get a close below that. Move that out the way. I would like to see a nice strong close below this up close candle here. But we do have a bullish order block here. The mean threshold is here, and there is a fair value gap around there. So price could manipulate back into this area to go down, or we could continue higher. So you always want to just kind of have an idea of where price could pull back to. So if you are taking the 1 minute bearish unicorn, um, you would just want to cover your entry at this point. If you took it off of this candle, my stop loss would be around here just to make sure if any funny business does happen, you're covered. One moment. So I'm feeling a lot better, but I do have some issues with my um, with just, residuals, mucus, and having to clear my throat quite often. But I feel a lot better. So I'm thanking God for that. Good morning, Jen. How are you? Hello, trading buddies. Y'all my trading buddies. That's what we're gonna call ourselves. We're trading buddies. I mean, many of you are already pretty versed in price action and your model and strategy. Um, and I like that. I like having different perspectives and stuff like that. So right now it's just a slow grind down. I would love manipulation down into this level or lower. That would be great. So basically, when you come to the chart, you just want to find out um, where your dealing ranges is. So currently, we have this low way down here and this high, but we have this low, which is kind of important. This low here because it's our news low, our data low. So, and it's also inside of a 1 hour fair value gap that we have mitigated. So price opened up, mitigated this 1 hour fair value gap, actually dipped back into this 1 minute bullish breaker. We had a high, low, I mean, a low, high, lower, low, and we closed above that. So they are small candles, really not too significant, but uh, that's what we have here. So this long wick here, you would expect price to come back to at least the excuse me, the midpoint here. Like I said, it's a slow grind, and we have this 1 minute bearish breaker. We have the change in the state of delivery here, 1 minute bearish breaker, and you could use these candles or these. I would probably go with this. And so we're just really consolidating. I would love to see a push down and then back up, but we could very well push up and then come back down. Either way, after 9:30, it will tip its hand as to what it wants to do. Am I being affected by the wildfires? No. I'm in the Midwest. I'm in Central Time Zone. I believe that's California that are having those fires. So no, and I feel so bad because the area that it's in is a very wealthy area, predominantly wealthy. A lot of stars are being affected, and average people. Um, the cause of it is unknown, which is really weird because it's not like it's summertime and it's dry heat. It's like 65 degrees. So I'm not really sure why. Excuse me, why they are having such problems. And I want to encourage you guys to, when you come to the trading session, just try to be as prepared as possible, meaning having your water. Hopefully, you have some food or snacks. You're not holding yourself. You want to use the restroom and things like that because sitting and focusing for long periods of time, uh, it can be mentally and physically draining. And so you just want to, be prepared. I get up early and I try to, um, have my quiet time. I work out, get my get my, what do you call that? Um, Day in order, and like to get to the charts in enough time so that I don't feel rushed and things like that. So now we wait for 9:30 to see um, what exactly is going to happen. We're back up at this breaker area, and I'm going to look on a 5 minute. So we have this bearish order block. Again, like I said, price can tap into it and continue down or push up. And it looks like we may be rejecting from this level. Do you guys prefer to see and watch price on the 1 minute or the five? I thought, I believe it was one, but let me know. So it looks like ES is hasn't confirmed, has not really. It's the same. ES chart looks like actually the exact same as NQ right now. And we have 1 minute um, until the 9:30 open. So let's see what manipulation we get, or do we go ahead and get a push into our target? So far, we've tapped back into the 1-minute bearish breaker block and inside of that 5-minute bearish order block. Okay, so the first target from the 1-minute breaker has been achieved. Excuse me. And as you see, prices continuing to just melt down. So I've moved my stop into break even and profit. So I'll collect a couple of more. I think we have our first presented fair value gap off of the 937 candle. If somebody could confirm that for me, I believe that's our first presented right here. So we've manipulated back down into this range. We didn't make the 15-minute fair value gap. Excuse me. Now I want to see how we react if we come back to this 1 minute bearish breaker. Because now we have a low, high, lower low. If we close above this, that could be a inter-range breaker block. But we also created a bearish order block here after we closed on this candle. So price looks like it's right in the mean threshold of that. I want to see if we're going to continue higher or not. Yeah, I took the 1 minute bearish breaker earlier after it closed. I guess it was here after it closed out after these candles. So now we're pushing up. Today, for some reason, the uh, Trade platform is kicking me out of these. What do you call it? It's, if I'm logged into it, it keeps kicking me out at a trading view, which is so annoying. So we're back at the 1 minute bearish breaker again, which is also inside of this bearish order block. But looks like we manipulated down during our 9:30 after 9:30 and could potentially be pushing up. On the 1 minute, a close above this will give us an interrange bullish breaker block, is what I like to call it. Now, how high will we go from there? We don't know. No, I'm logged into it's on my other screen. I was already in a trade prior to news. Sorry, during the news. So I logged in over here and it doesn't let me log in on multiple screens. So if I take another trade, I can move. I'll have to log out and move it over here. Excuse me. So actually, let me do that now while price is still deciding what it wants to do. Give me one moment. I have to log out and log back in. Okay, you guys should see my screen now. Let me know if you can't. Okay, so it looks like at 9:30, we retrace back into the 15-minute fair value gap, and some of this move up. We've created a inter-range bullish breaker block. Let's look at the 5-minute. Made a high and a low. Now I want to see if we're going to overtake this high or not. Previous day high is taken, so I'll take that off the chart. All we have below us is our new day opening gap and our midnight open, which gives us a good bearish setup. You said 931, 932. I use the 841 and 842 candle. Let's see, but this bullish one, yeah, it would be 932. That's the highest candle. Yes. Again, those are inter-range breaker blocks. They're not the highest probability breakers, so it could deliver, but um, the highest probability breaker blocks form after you've swept major liquidity to the upside or the downside. So I want to see how price reacts above this high here. Okay, XMT, let's look at the 1 hour, see what we have going on here. So clearly, this is our 1 hour bullish breaker. On the 1 hour. Our original breaker was here, came up yesterday. We came back into it, dipped into it some more, and now we've left that range. Um, we took liquidity here, closed above it on our news candle during the 8 to 9 o'clock hour, and we've created another bullish breaker. This could even be a breaker because you have a low, a high, lower low, higher high here. So order flow on the 1 hour is bullish. We're closing out at 10 o'clock. We'll most likely close out this 4 hour bearish fair value gap. And then we have our next high on the 1 hour here. So I believe that's where price will uh, mitigate to. Yeah, I was looking at the stat map stuff, and basically I can spot liquidity just based off ICTConcepts, but stat map helps for those who see price differently, and that's great. So let's look at the 1 hour, the previous 1 hour candle. This was our mean threshold. We didn't get there, so that means that price is pretty much bullish. Even during the manipulation, we didn't come down that far. 5 minute, we took a high, we consolidated, manipulated lower to push higher. So now this could be a very bullish day. If we are bullish, down close candles should support price to go higher. And as we see so far, these down close candles are supporting price to now go higher. And we've taken our high, and look at that. We are pushing up into this uh, session high here. We have about 31 handles to go on the 5 minute. We just close, if we close above that, that will give us our, we already have a bullish order block. This will be a bullish order block, all these candles here. Yeah, it definitely did. Excuse me. But so, one, hold on one second, guys. I'm sorry. One thing that I was looking at is on the 1 minute when we created this interrange breaker block, it was nestled right with the bearish breaker block. So I wanted to see what we wanted to do. That's a nice long. So now we've taken this liquidity and we want to give price an opportunity to do what it wants to do. This is our manipulation after 9:30. This is our we inverted the first presented fair value gap, I believe. Was it off the 9:37 candle? I don't see it anymore. Hmm. Well, Robin, if you want to go long, if price does retest this high or this bullish order block, or even into this fair value gap, you could go long, but it is moving fairly fast. No worries. I see we're pulling back into the fair value gap as well as the top of the range. We call it break and retest. Well, we don't call it that, but I call it the break and retest. We closed above it this high. I want to see on the 5 minute, we got a nice body over that high. So this is a good time to go long if you're going to go long. Our next liquidity pool is session high. And then we have another session high, more session highs. And then we have the consequent encroachment of the daily fair value gap. I want to see where the top and the bottom of that is. Let's make sure. See that I marked that out. I did not. So yeah, the bottom of this daily fair value gap is a session high as well. So is the top. So we have the mean threshold that has not been hit yet. And that could be our target to the upside, which we're currently about 138 handles from that target. The high from yesterday is the one you're watching. We've already taken the high from yesterday. The high from yesterday came in at 21,153.5. Are you talking about the high from Friday? That's around 371.75. We opened, came to the mean threshold of yesterday's candle, and we have pushed up. So now we're coming back into the range. We've swept the high. This will be our 1 minute bearish breaker. Yeah, the hourly bullish breaker will be here and here. So we can actually move it up to there. And if we, this will conclude the market maker buy model on the 1 hour. This is our 1 hour high. Then we have another, and then all the way up here. I don't know if we'll get all the way up here today or not, but we go here, and then it just keeps going on and on till we get to all time highs again. So, I'm sorry. Let me go back to the 1 minute. I just want to map out our bearish breaker block on the 1 and 5 minute so that we'll know kind of where to go. Now, if price goes above this high, then that will be our breaker here. But for now, I'm going to keep it down here. And let's see if it's the same for the 5. So, yes. So, whenever I have that, I'll just make a note that the 1 and 5 minute have the same breaker area. And then if we get a close above this, if we push above this high into the session range high, we will have it. Now, if you're convinced that we're going higher, this is your opportunity to go long inside of this interrange, this breaker block here, this bullish breaker. Your stop would want to be below the low, which is a nice little amount. I would like to see this be a breakaway gap. That'll be 3 failed PD arrays. It will take out a bullish order block and 2 fair value gaps with a volume imbalance. So I will risk about no more than 160 ticks or 40 candles um, to go here. And that's if you got that tap, which we tapped into this bullish order block here, right there. And we pushed up, but we're at a volume imbalance. So prices are being a little bit indecisive right now. We had news, so a lot of manipulation happened during the news. So sometimes that decreases our probabilities after 8:30 news when we have such a nice push. And don't forget at 10:30 we have medium impact news, but we're 3 minutes away from the 10 o'clock open. And I want to thank you all again for joining us. Like the stream if you haven't already, and subscribe and join the Discord. That's where I'll be updating our evaluations and stuff. I put it here on YouTube as well, but I've been updating it in the Discord. So, Robin, with your stat map, do you, when price returns to that level, are you able to go long now, or what's the rules for that? And we have 2 minutes before 10 o'clock. And what's the criteria so that you would be able to take that long? And the reason I ask is because since I know that everyone sees the market differently, it's very likely that the way you see it, someone can resonate with that. So a tap back into this zone um, would yield already the 50 handles. And then to the top of this would have been 79. And we could continue going higher. If we are truly bullish, these down close candles will support price to continue going higher. At the close of this candle, we'll confirm another bullish order block. Well, this little candle here is one, but it's small. I try to either group them together or use the biggest ones that I see. We also created a 1 hour fair value gap um, after the 10 o'clock open. So when it comes to fair value, that's a nice area that price would most likely want to come back to. And there you have it. So far, following order flow at 9:30, we made a 9:30 candle, created a low. We made a high, a lower low, and a higher high. We created a interrange breaker block. Also, we swept this high with displacement, pulled back into the range, into these order blocks here, and we continue higher into the session high. So at 9:30, you want to find out what price is actually doing. The only thing that can get tricky is we had a bearish breaker here from the news push up that we confirmed, but we also manipulated down into the 15-minute fair value gap. we didn't quite hit the consequent encroachment, and we created a breaker block. So that lets us know that price is pretty heavy to the upside. It's in a hurry to get where it needs and wants to go. So now that we've taken this session high, we want to see if these down close candles continue to support price to go higher. Price is permitted to come into the mean threshold of this order block, this bullish order block here. It can retrace into here, but it should not put bodies below that. If in fact we do, then this becomes our new 1 minute bearish breaker, and the 5 minute for now will remain the same. Take a look at the 5 minute. Yeah. Um, I would probably wait to after we close this area first before considering that. But all of this on the 5 minute, these red candles here to here will be what I would look at for um, bullish order block on the 5 minute. So I wouldn't want to see price, if we're going to continue higher, it should not start closing below this area. It should stay in this portion and continue on. So for right now, we don't have a bearish breaker. I'm just mapping out and showing you guys how I start setting up my chart for, I don't know why I can't seem to, there we go. It'll be around here. Now, if we continue making highs, lows, higher lows, the breaker, potential breaker area will continue to push up. So now we're back at this order block. Is price done going to the upside, or are we just pulling back into this order block to push us higher? We'll have to, watch price and see. But from the last bullish breaker, we got 54 handles. I kind of mad I didn't take that, but that's not my A plus setup. Um, and so I would reduce my risk on continuation trades. I can't use more than 3 micros. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. You can put it in the chat. If you're just joining us, thank you for joining. And if you could be so kind as to subscribe and like, share this stream with others, and join our free Discord so that you can be made aware of what's happening and we can share our trades, our ideas. There's some educational material there as well. Are you guys seeing my screen? Oh my God, did I do it again? Okay. Uh, Let me know if you're seeing the screen. I hope that you are. I've been literally talking. Oh, Jesus. Okay, I see it on my end. I'm not really sure what's happening here. Somebody confirm for me that you can see the chart. Thank you. Okay. All right, great. Okay, so we dug back into this order block and mitigated the fair value gap. Looks like we're continuing to push higher. Our next target is about 63 handles away. So we dug into that 5-minute bullish order block. I'm gonna go long with 2 micros. My stop will be here. I'm targeting about 50 handles. On the 5-minute, we came into this bullish order block here and showing signs of rejection to the upside. Our price can come back into this, and then if we close here, this will be our new 1-minute bearish breaker. If we get a close below that, I'll probably prepare to get out. Excuse me. I don't want to see us come beneath this. It can excuse me. My voice is, oh my goodness, it can mitigate this area, but after that, I'm not interested. And let's look at it on the 5-minute. On the 1 hour, the minus 2.5 and the minus 2 standard deviations are right around the daily fair value gap, the consequent encroachment of it. So this area here. Okay, thanks, Gunna, for confirming. want to see us go ahead and close above these bearish candles to confirm another bullish order block. If we're going to toy around with that, then I'm not going to be interested. We have medium impact news at 10:30, so I'm not sure if we're going to just consolidate until then. And we are above a high. We just hit a 1 hour high, but price seems to be pushing higher. We're right around the -2 standard deviation. I'm going to cover my entry just because we have news and prices a little bit wonky right now, although it could reach into this if we get a close above it. So I'll let it breathe a little bit. I'll cover it to this low here. We'll call it there. Take my little chances here. Have a fair value gap. So I want to see price go ahead and continue higher. And stop and be below the main threshold of this bullish order block we just confirmed. So I'll risk about $50. We created another bullish fair value gap. Want to see price tap the top of that, which is also lined up with the fair value gap and continue higher. Again, down close candles support price to go higher when you are bullish, and up close candles support price to go lower when you are bearish. At the minute, we are just now tapping the top of a bullish order block. Can that, but you know what? I'll risk the $50 and let it play out. Excuse me. I'm gonna show you the 5 minute order block here. This is the main threshold of that. So we want to see price go ahead and go higher. Not sure how much crude oil will affect our uh, New York session pricing, but I always make a note of any medium and high impact news drivers. Price should not want to, it's already mitigated this fair value gap. So, and tap the top of the bullish order block. So I'm gonna move my stop here. If it takes me out, it does, and we'll just leave it at that. So we could be just consolidating and getting ready to pull back into the range. We want to see price tap this zone and push away, not spend too much time here. And we have about 7 minutes before a medium impact news driver. So I'll cover myself. And if I need to reset, we'll do that. Again, our daily target is the consequent encroachment of this daily fair value gap. This would be the top of it. I mean, the low, the middle, and the high is up here. And we have a weekly consequent encroachment of fair value gap here. So on the higher time frame, we're in some pretty important key levels. But this right here is just consolidation. You're probably holding price for 1030. But we also taking a lot of buy side liquidity. So it could be done here for the day. Okay. So we got a nice small little gain there. Let's see how we react in this order block. I'm going to make sure all of my orders are canceled. When we came into the main threshold of this bullish order block, if we get a close below these candles, that'll trigger a change in the state of delivery and as well as a bearish breaker. So just about 4 minutes till our news driver. bias right now is bullish until we create a bearish breaker. The bullish order block so far is being respected, but we're just kind of manipulating around. So let's see. Then after 10:30, we'll have our 9:50. I'm sorry, 10:50 to 11:10 macro. But we're spending a lot of time here, so not really sure what we're gonna do. We'll just watch and see. Now 10:30, and this is our medium impact news driver. Want to see how we trade inside of this 15-minute bullish fair value gap. So far on a 15-minute, we took the high, and now it looks like we're closing back in a range. On the 5-minute, we have a few candles closing back inside of the range. The last 15-minute, the last five candles, last 3 5-minute candles have closed back inside of the range. But currently, we're showing some rejection out of this area. So this could be just a turtle soup or some manipulation to go higher. And we have not confirmed a 5-minute um, bearish order block. These are bearish order blocks, but not as telling as if we confirm this, because these are the candles that uh, went into liquidity to take it. So this is the higher probability order block here. And if you guys have questions, just pop them in the chat at any time. Again, thank you all of you guys who are watching. And if you have questions, put it in the chat. Like, subscribe, share. And other than that, we'll just continue to watch price. So now what we could look forward to is the 1050 to 1110 London close macro. What you want to always do at that time is see who has been making money all morning. And clearly it's been those who went long. Although I caught a short, um, it was short lived. So order flow is definitely very much still bullish. And so we just want to respect that and give it a weight. I want to see some strong body closes below this low here on our 5-minute. Close below this up close candle will constitute a change in a state of delivery, but we're still inside of a bullish 15-minute fair value gap. So I want to see us disrespect that and show some more momentum to the downside, which it looks like we're gonna get, but you just want to take your time. I have another bullish order block that lines up with the main threshold of this fair value gap. So it's just area of caution. Um, Because honestly, a lot of people kept asking me to uh, do a live stream. And so I figured, okay, why not? Um, Plus, I wanted to. So I started trading personal funds. That's my primary go to. I started trading with personal funds. So I didn't have all the restrictions of daily drawdown, um, and things like that. So I was more used to that. But I started looking into the prop firms, and some were good and some were bad. So I found one that I kind of like, which is my funded futures. The terms and conditions are pretty fair. The only thing is it challenges me to manage my risk a little bit more because with personal funds, I can afford to let my account get into like $2,000 or $3,000 worth of drawdown. But I know, and I'm convicted with where I'm going. I know where the drawing liquidity is. I just wait it out. And so more times than not, it works out. But with pot farms, it doesn't allow you to do that. So I said, okay, let's try these pot farms now. It is definitely more difficult for me to trade because I don't have that freedom. But at the same time, it's building more discipline. And who couldn't use more discipline, right? And so people were asking me to do it. And I used to join someone else's live streams, um, but they stopped streaming or they're not streaming right now. So I just decided to do a, I was already putting my journal entries in a different Discord because I'm a part of just a few now. I it wasn't a lot, and I'm just like, none of this stuff is necessary. So I said, hey, let's do a public display of trying to trade prop firms and navigating the ups and downs of doing that. So I'm out here, okay? You have to be brave, you have to have thick skin because you're going to take losses, but losses is part of trading. But I'm very confident in my trading model and my trading plan. And so um, I just take the trades as I see. Now, we did close below this 1 minute bearish breaker, but then as you notice, we went right back inside of it. Looking on the 5 minute, we have not gotten a confirmation of a change in state of delivery yet. So taking early entry short, they could be definitely short lived. It could come to here and push back up. We're not sure. Or we can just start, it's getting near our London close macro. So we definitely could start pushing down. On the 1 minute, we are creating some bearish fair value gaps. So I just like to see a stronger close below this low here to give me a little bit more confidence to go short down into here. And hopefully we can continue on further. Oh, no problem. So I'm gonna see. It's not easy. I've already failed one eval, and then I had bought two because they have sales like these flash sales, and so if you can pick up a combine for $60 or even $80, it's not bad. Um, the way I structure it is that each day you have $1,200 worth of drawdown, so that's four $300 stop loss trades or for three $400 trades with no, you can't lose more than that. So that gives you about 3 to 4 chances to get it right. But if I lose two trades in a row, I just stop unless I definitely have a little more cushion and I can only take an A plus setup. Continuation trades are like B level trades for me because I'm not as confident because I never know when it's gonna reverse. Like, I'm kinda glad I did, go ahead and break even and profit on that long because it seemed like price got exhausted and now it's starting to pull back. Can it continue higher? Yes, absolutely, but Why take the unnecessary risk? The other thing that I do off stream, like if I wasn't streaming, I would definitely be sizing up more to pass these in like a day or two. And I've done that several times. Um, but I don't want to do that on stream because those that's teaching bad habits. And so it's like, hey, this is only $60 or $80. I'll blow it and try again another day. Well, um, how you do one thing is how you do everything is what they say. So I'm trying to uh, lead by example. Now, dollar is pushing up past its high currently, and ES price action is exactly the same as NQ. We're just like hung up inside of this bullish 15-minute fair value gap. So during the macro, I would love to see some manipulation, and it may manipulate down to go back higher, or we may push up and then come back lower. But we want to see something a little more definite, depending on where your account is currently. If you have some cushion or some room, you could definitely take some more riskier trades. But if you're in drawdown and you don't have that much daily drawdown or capital left, you don't want to do it. Now, this is a 5-minute bullish order block. We could come and tap that, which lines up with this fair value gap, and then continue higher. And sometimes you get left. You have the right trade idea and you're hesitating or trying to see, and then boom, it's gone. And then by the time you try to jump on the train, it's too late and it had already hit its target and now it's pulling back and you take a loss. It happens. They say scared money don't make no money, so you have to balance that out with being responsible and, all of that type of stuff. But you always want to trade in the direction of the higher time frame bias. And currently on the 1 hour and the 4 hour, it is bullish. However, on the daily, we are bearish. We're just pushing into the mean threshold of a uh, bearish order block. We have about 10 more minutes before this 15-minute candle closes, and we can see how the bodies are respecting it, if it is or not. I'm also going to mark out where the 15-minute bearish breaker would be, which is just below a new week opening gap. If we get a close below here on the 15-minute, this will constitute our 15-minute bearish breaker block. And we can expect price to continue lower into these 4 hour and possibly down into another a 1 hour and 4 hour fair value gap. Now, let me ask you guys that are watching, do you have a checklist of things that you look for on on what time frame you look for it on to dictate to you your trades? So here we now have our change in the state of delivery, and I feel more comfortable going short. My stop would need to be here. With this amount of stop loss, I could use about seven, 6 or 7 contracts, but I'm gonna go for 6. And this is our macro, so I would like to see us manipulate a little bit more up into this range. We didn't get a close below that low, which is what I would like to see. Let's let's see if I am right. My stop loss would be above this candle's high here. We tapped into that. We're getting a lot of rejection on the 15-minute out of that fair value gap, though. We only have 6 minutes left. On the 5 minute, same thing. Tapped into a bullish order block and went higher. So this could be a trap, this breaker. So I'm not really trusting it right at this moment. Like a little bit more confirmation. So I think I'm gonna trust it if we get a close below that with a body. But on the 5 minute, as you can see, we close below this candle here. We're pulling back into this. So let's see where the mean threshold of that bearish order block is. It's here. Price could come here and reject back down, or if we invert this, then that means we want to go higher. Breaker high would be here. When you say on ranging days, what time frame are you particularly looking at to determine that it's ranging? Are you looking at the daily to see if we've taken previous day highs and lows, or are we trading within a range, or do you mean like the 15-minute or the 5-minute? Okay, we're back at that 1-minute breaker. Mhm. An entry here. Your stop loss is going to be above this high. And we do have another 15-minute fair value gap here that price needs to get to and through. It also lines up with the mean threshold of this order block. So price should not come anywhere over this. That's a crazy wick. Push up. We blast through this and we're definitely going higher, or at least for now. We're back in this bearish order block. I like how that's looking. I want to see how this candle closes and the next one opens. Hopefully that was the liquidity it was seeking. I want to see us continue to push down. We should not come back above this level here. When we're ranging between 1 and 4 hour PD arrays. Okay. Yeah, I also use the 1 hour and 4 hour PD arrays a lot. Um, honestly, if it is, that's looking good. If it is, a 1 hour or higher, like high, low, or fair value gap, volume imbalance. Those are what I use for targets. And then I watch and monitor if we get reversals from those areas. And those are the breaker blocks that I trust and the order blocks that I trust the most. On the 5 minute, the bodies have stopped right in the mean threshold of this 15-minute fair value gap. We've already mitigated this fair value gap, so um, I don't feel like price should want to come back in that area. Just managing my risk. It could stop me out and then drop, but other than that, it will probably go higher. So we just have to see. On looking at the 5 minute as well as the 15. I just really want that 1 minute bearish breaker to hold. We've gotten a body close with some displacement and underneath this low. So I'm just trying to trust that that it'll hold. But we're stalling, and I don't really like to see price stalling like that. We've already mitigated the mean threshold of the previous 5 minute candle. All right, that's it. I'll see if I can get a better entry short if we're going to go short, but now is not the time. So let's see. Is price resetting for something else or are we going higher? On the 15 minute, let me show you guys. It is not we didn't get a body close. Excuse me, underneath here. Price is rejecting out of that. On the 1 minute, if you used this swing low as your bearish breaker, it gave you about 38 points, but it's very short lived. We are bullish. Price is not ready to reverse yet. We still have about 4 more minutes in the macro, and we could just push up into this volume imbalance and then come down. But at this point now, I want to see us get beneath this low. on the 5-minute. We need to get some more decisive action going if we're going to go lower. We could very well just continue higher. The 1 hour is showing some rejection from the 21,405 level. And I might have to stop even look. Sorry, guys. I might have to stop even looking for shorts because higher time order flow is bullish, but you can trade some of the pullbacks. Just have to manage your risk. And what do you know? This is hilarious. All right, let's see. Do we try this again or what? So looking at this, price should not come above back up into this area anymore. Um, I'm gonna give this one more try. You may not get that feel. I'm gonna line this up just and I know I'm going against the higher time frame order flow. Our macro is over. We'll see what happens between now and 11:30. And then we're pushing right back up. And I can't catch a break today. But it's kind of my fault because I'm trying to trade against the trend, and that's not working for me today. Mm. Excuse me. Well, it looks like I'm gonna have to wait probably to the PM session or either the lunch macro. See where the PM threshold for this week is. Yeah, we're creating bullish uh, fair value gaps. Um, I want to see where's the main threshold. This, yeah, gotta push my stop too far out. I don't want to do that. I mean, we've already reached into this area, so it shouldn't. If it's gonna go lower, it will go lower. If not, it's gonna go ahead and take me out, and I'm gonna let it do that. And I'll have to catch something else later once it's a little bit more clear. I'm more of a reversal trader, so of course I'm trying to force my will on the market to go lower, and it probably will. It just doesn't probably want to do it now, and I have to accept that. But it'd be nice if it went on head down. So we inverted those two bullish fair value gaps. And well, that one, we should continue lower from here if we're gonna go ahead and go lower. Um, I'm gonna reduce some of my risk until I know more about what the market wants to do. 'Cause if this is my opportunity to get out of this trade with the least loss as possible, I like to do that. We've chained back and forth over this bearish breaker 1, 2, 3, 4 times, 4 or 5 times. So we need to go ahead and drop if we're going to do that. Our stop will be above the fair value gap high, and I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to see price come back up here. And again, welcome to all of you guys who may just be joining us. If you could please subscribe, like, share, and comment in the chat. Let me know you're here, and maybe let me know your trading style, your model, if you caught anything great this morning, or if you're still waiting for something. We have less than $200 worth of risk on right now. So we may want to mitigate that and come back down. Just want to see how we're acting inside of this fair value gap. We'll push in and then come down. In the 5 minute, we have had a change in state of delivery, so it gives me a little bit more confidence that we're going to go lower. However, these are some consolidating candles, and it's looking kind of messy. And we have not inverted that bullish 15-minute fair value gap. We have another 10 minutes. So I want to see if we're going to come back into the mean threshold of that, and what reaction we get outside of it. Excuse me. This right here is the mean threshold of a down close candle. Mhm. So if the price can't come there, I'm just not interested in it. Okay, that's it. I'm done with that. Let me make sure all my other orders are off. I'll try to catch a better short. So we're down a dollar, $132. Uh, so I had one win and one loss, or two losses in a sense. We'll catch a better break. 32, $33. All right. So now let's see what price wants to do here. We can look on a 5 minute. We're kind of just consolidating back and forth. This is where I said price could come back into this bearish order block. But we have had a change in the state of delivery in the sense of these candles, these three up close candles got closed below. We were not able to close out this 15-minute fair value gap. And on a 15-minute, we have about 5 more minutes. So price has wicked it 3 times and cannot seem to get past the mean threshold just yet. It's 11:24, so 6 minutes until 11:30. So then after that, we'll have our lunch macro. And maybe at that time, price will be a little bit more convincing about what it actually wants to do. The higher time frame is bullish, so shorts are probably going to be short lived until we break a major level. This will be our 15-minute bearish breaker if we get a close below this level. And on a 5 minute, um, it'll be around the same area. You want to see us get below this and ideally past the mean threshold of this wick. So we have about 5 minutes before this stream ends, and we start our lunch macro. If you're going to continue trading, safe trading. I'll look for something a little bit later once I get a little bit more information because right now we're just consolidating and I am not playing with NQ today. I don't really have the patience for it. So far we at 8:30 we had our news driver consolidated a little bit, manipulated back into the range and pushed up, took a couple more session highs, and we've been slow grinding in a downward motion now. But it's taken me out twice here in this area. So I want to see us really show some momentum to the downside, create some more bearish fair value gaps and order blocks. And I can take an entry as it pulls back into something to go lower. But I want to thank you all for joining me today. We'll see what we get. If you didn't catch the news driver to the upside or any continuation to the upside, you're probably like me, just waiting for a nice reversal. And we did have a 1 minute bearish breaker, but it's caught up in this 15-minute bearish fair value gap. Now, the breaker has not been disrespected yet. That would be at this level here on the 1 minute I'm speaking of. So any bodies that close above this will invalidate our breaker. Price is just really hanging up in there. So maybe my stop is too tight, but I have to manage the risk because when I don't, I find it very challenging for the account. You don't want to get into too much drawdown with the proper counts because it can be hard to dig yourself out of, and your patience has to be uh, way more. You have to have a lot more patience in taking those A plus setups. You caught the short scalp on YM. That is cool. You know what? I have my SMT chart that I look at, and it tells me what the ES and YM are doing. I've never traded YM, probably because ICT says it's trash, but you can definitely look at it as confluence. And to me, this chart is exactly like all the others. Like it looks the same for NQES as well as YM. Surprisingly, they look the same right now. Yes, thank you. Please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and join our free Discord. Okay. So with YM, and now look at this, pissing me off only because I already knew it was gonna do that. But okay. Um, with YM, it looks the exact same. So all the charts look the same. So I'm wondering, that's what I'm wondering, like, um, how how did you enter the short, or did you take the short from the bearish breaker that we see on NQ as well? What's going on with my mouse here? Hmm. So now we're disrespecting that order block. Yeah, that's what price does. It will toy with you and take from you and take from you, and then it'll go and do exactly what you wanted it to do. Had I stayed in my trade, I would have hit my target by now, but we can't really go back and forth with that. Um, this whole all these up close candles serves as a bullish breaker. Yeah. But it's after 11:30, so I want to thank you all for joining me again today. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. Other than that, I will be back tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. I'll see what I can find or frame for this afternoon. But I appreciate you all, and I will be there I'll be back tomorrow. I'll update you guys on the account if I take any other further trades. So with that in mind, you guys have safe trading and we'll meet back tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.